Hello all, Staff Sergeant Nez 91. I am TFA's lead trainer. Today's video, we're going to go over some of the basic medical stuff that you would need to understand to get you a grasp of how we do our medical role training. Every medical person on our squads, on our teams, do it differently, but a grasp, an understanding of what our medical equipment we have ability to do, what they're used for, and what you're looking at when you're interacting with another player. It's a key to understanding if you want to take the role and better yourself. Our medical situation has changed. Bleed outs changed differently, so missions are adjusting to all our medical stuff. Today, I have Ray 64, who is assisting me in my videos as the guinea pig of our medical. He volunteered for this. Makes it a lot easier. I have an actual player that will bleed out based on the player time, and not an AI player who will actually die instantly when you hit him with some of this stuff. Let me have him say hi. Say hi, Ray.
Hello, everyone.
Alright. Now, we're going to go to the arsenal and get our equipment. Every medic does it differently, where they want to put it. I put some of my gear in my uniform. Some put it in their vest. Basically, you'll see a lot of them. It's all in their backpacks. We're going to put it on our backpacks. Let's go with the two basic stuff that you really need to have as a medic. A surgical kit and a personal aid kit. Though it says personal aid, it helps pack this person in basically a hospital all-in-one on top of a surgical kit. This basically is like a tailor, physical therapy, surgical team, blood transfusion, everything you could find at a major large trauma hospital, all in one little kit. Pretty useful for our medics. Alright. We have basic bandages. Some use it, some don't. I sometimes take a few to offset some minor injuries. We'll take a few. Elastic is the common for helping out with cuts, revulsions, stabilizing their arms. It helps a lot. So we'll take quite a bit. Packing bandages is one of the second top, probably the most common use amongst them all. We'll take quite a bit. Do take in mind, they do take up weight. Might not weigh a lot, a tenth of a pound or 0.05 kilogram, but it does take a lot in your backpack. Quick clots, some take. I'll just take a couple. Blood IVs. I'll take 5 of the 1,000 milliliters. I take more of the 500 milliliters, but take 10. And 250 you can take a few. Edicine auto-injectors you don't necessarily need. I do take some. It's good for the heart to get it stabilized and put it in shock. Quick. From what I hear, it's a quick use. It doesn't last long. It's an immediate reaction. I've seen it work with some of our members that I've used it on. Not necessarily needed. I'm not going to take it. Epinephrine injector, might need. That will help get him up if he's not fully dead and he's unconscious and no heart rate. We'll get him back up. Morphine injector, if I stitch him, get him back in the fight quick. Keeps the pain down. We do have plasma, and we also do have saline. It doesn't matter which ones you go with, IV wise, plasma, saline, or blood. In this settings and stuff, IVs act the same way. It's a fluid, it will do the same effect regardless of what you use. So, as a medic, it's your choice. Some do take a tourniquet, CIT, to combat applied. I don't. To me, it takes more time and it takes a little bit of focus off. I can get people stabilized and up and running a little bit faster without a cat. Just double checking, make sure I don't forget something. It happens. Alright, bandages. Body bags is if you're going to have to secure a dead body. That's usually told ahead of time, but you never necessarily need it, especially for this mission. So, close out. Alrighty. Now I'm going to get Ray here to go cause some injuries to himself. Ray, go get some injuries for me. Of course, Ray forgot to bring a mine detector, and we place a mine out there. You can see it by the red X, and it didn't go off. Run over it. Step right on it. Yeah, he's to the right of the red X. No, not having a mine detector. He's not seen it. Yeah, here we go. Ooh, and I got myself in the damage. He's wounded, but not dead. That's good. This is a good start. This is good. He's not dead. Oh, hang in there, buddy. I got you. You got a head wound, right arm, left leg. Yeah, he's losing a lot of blood. Let's get him some fluids. Let's put 1,000 in. You also got to take consideration the fact that as a medic, you got injured as well. Your screen shows little red blood drops all around. That indicates you've been wounded. Since he lost a lot of blood, we're putting some blood in him. Let's get his arms and legs stabilized. This is where they say you need to use the tourniquets and stuff. But with the settings it's just too fat. It takes too long. I can easily get him stabilized here. As you see, the blue is indicating his wounds are patched up. If Ray was unconscious at this time and he didn't wake up from his injuries, which is a miracle, you talk to your down patient and letting them know what you're doing, so they will know that they're being worked on. Because from their perspective, they're in a black screen on their end if they're unconscious. They don't know what's going on. They just know they got hurt, they're wounded, they're bleeding out. So talking to them saves their knowledge that they're getting treated. Put another 1,000 liters in him. Yes, he did bleed out, but now I got him stitched. He is stabilized. As you can see, I'm bleeding as well. So while his blood is working, I'm going to toggle myself. I got a small cut on my leg. Small cut on my arm. Injured my chest. I got hit with some of the shrapnel as his did. And as I'm working on myself, it's common to do it. I gotta be careful how the bleeding is. Now I use a pack on myself, which is 10 seconds. And I will use the same pack on Ray here in a second. And luckily with the timer, it tells you how long it takes. Now, click on the toggle self and stuff. You go between you and the person you're working on. Now I'm back to Ray. See, if he was unconscious and he wasn't bleeding, you got him stabilized, but you haven't been able to get him woken up, you could, in theory, carry him. Stand by. I'm carrying you out of this way. I'm going to get you to better safety to stabilize you. Even though he's awake. Just a symmetry. Use this to carry him into better cover, where you can finish packing him. Finish your medical, or if you're able to get him out of the way. I'm going to drag you. The other feature is drag. While in this feature, if you're getting attacked, you realize you can shoot at the same time. Safety my weapon. Now let's give him a pack since he is stable and he's 100% now, being 100%. Good to go. Now he's back to fighting. And when you do medical stuff on your teammate, you also use their equipment that they have on them as before you use the medic stuff. So, poor Ray here, if he had any medical stuff and I used it, he'd be low if he got a slight wound. But at least he knows his medic's still fully supplied. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to have him run up to the rock to the south by where he got blown up the first time. Then we're going to play a game of toss. South, sir. And this is why he's still private. Oh, poor private. He got hit in the leg. Oh! Now you look at his injuries. Leg, torso, arm. Now you stabilize. At this point, the wounded person will be taking a crouch kneel position where he'll have his weapon ready, covering you as you are doing medical work. This way, no one sneaks up while you're doing medic. He's always alert. Even though his aim is going to be slightly off, he at least can let the medic know we got contact. This way the medic can either stop or give him a time frame, and he can, the injured soldier can still engage. Now you're 100%. Unfortunately, his attitude's been a little bit off. I'm going to shoot him. Now let's holster it. Now he's unconscious. Now you notice his right leg is severely reddish color. He took more damage. Got large avulsions and stuff. That was packet. Gunshot wounds, explosions and stuff. We usually say the same ideal of the injuries, but from an explosion, you're going to have it over more percentage of his body than you would with a gunshot wound. Since I shot him in both legs, I got to patch his both legs up. And for this part of the video, I'm just going to stitch him and give him a shot of morphine. Plus, put some blood in. Now that I got the private down on the ground still kissing the dirt, I'll just explain some of the items that you see here on the menu. View triage card will show that I put blood in a time ago when I use a morphine injector. Examine, you can check his pulse. Since I know he's awake, it tells me his heart rate is 77. It also gives you a quick view. Down here is the activity log of what I've done, and it timestamps it. Check blood pressure. This should say it should be high due to his injury. It's actually stable, which is pretty good. If I had checked it before I gave him morphine, it would have been high. Well, let's give him some more blood. Blood here is the advanced treatments with the EKG icon, the heart rate. Put some 250 in them. Medication is where you find your morphine, your auto injectors, whatever you have to need. Epinephrine is if he was unconscious, we had to get his heart rate up, we'd give it to him. Bandages and fractures is where you find all your bandages. He has tourniquets. I don't carry it, but he does have. So if your soldier, your teammate has it, you can apply it if you need to, if they provide it themselves. All his stuff is what you can use on him. This is from his inventory. And that's basically it. Of course, you carry drag, the self card. I always give him a pack. We'll pack you, give you 100%, so you don't look like you're losing blood still. You're all set. I would try to shoot him more to get him unconscious. To have to inject the epinephrine into him, but due to the balancing of how our blood flow and blood loss is, those are still being tweaked to some degree. But we'll try. Ray, I'm going to shoot you in the chest, legs, and arms. If you end up dying, my apologies. We're just trying to make you unconscious. Alright, here we go. Now he's unconscious. Now we'll stabilize his arms. Since he's unconscious, this is the whole point of talking to him. Letting him know you're working on his arm, working on his chest. Because all he's seen is a black screen. Well, now he's laughing at me because I shot him. And in fact, in real life, Ray here is my actual father. Let's get some blood into him so he doesn't fully bleed out on me. Our old medical system was, if you find them down and you're not sure how long they've been, you do immediate CPR. It will actually help stabilize them and recess the counter. But since a lot of this new stuff is done, I'm just going to pack them up. Get them packed up, all his wounds packed up, stitched up, then I can utilize what I need. At least he stopped bleeding. Oh, now he woke up. Now we'll pack. Now you notice I haven't stitched him. The pack's going to take over 40 seconds to get him. We'll just let it continue. Then he'll be 100%. Due to our new medical changes, bleed out is half the time we used to be. It used to be over 5 minutes. So now that you have half the time, it bleeds out a lot faster, so you don't have time to immediately first check their pulse, get a chance to start doing all their wounds at once. Now you got to put in blood faster, get those wounds packed up quicker, get them stabilized, and if they're unconscious and they haven't fully died, then you can utilize your others. You're good. For now, medical stuff is changing. It's being fine-tuned over missions. We're trying to keep it enough where the medics will be utilized, but then yet no one's spending 10-15 minutes unconscious or spending too long unconscious. I prefer the old style a little bit with changing how the wounds are dealt with, but this is still fine. I know I can get people stabilized quick. Wake them up. We're all set on medical. So I'd like to thank Ray for being my guinea pig. Any last words?
Stay safe out there.
Alrighty guys, thank you for watching my video. See you next time.